Okay.
Oh,
Oh wait, I forgot an important part.
I'm just gonna watch this real quick. Open wide.
There we go. Don't want to break the suspension of disbelief without having the goggles on. All right. Last time on these channels, Echo. The group started and concluded their fight with the wrecking crew from the Fallen, which ended rather quickly with the ultimatum of give us what we want or we murder Midas. The group, being the kind, loving batch of friends they are, gave over the dragon scale, and the wrecking crew went about their way. Midas was revived a little later, and there was a conversation about uh, shooting first and asking questions later. How well that works. In-game or fighting strategies of not letting someone be down for a whole round, and just general what do we do when we see him again. It was around that time when Salora rejoined the group, coming over the bridge from the corridor. A very quick catch-up was had before Ashley Stavon came across the bridge. Or the group went across the bridge and saw Ashley Stavon standing on the side of it. He had apparently been ready and waiting to save the group should they all fall. As he, in his mind, the favor had already begun of him helping you for Sethret. He also said his ship was right offshore to help as well. The ship came to dock very shortly, and the group at large boarded. Introductions weren't exactly made, but the group explored the ship a bit, some going below deck to get some rest, as it had been a long day, and some were a little worse for wear from the fight. Midas and Salora caught up a little bit, with Midas casting Detect Thoughts and Salora on purpose and by accident going through a flurry of thoughts very quickly. The group is now on Stavon's ship, the Destroyer. Samson, who, plus to get some spice while fishing, was able to see the true name, the Dreadnought's Bane, and to see some of Ashley Stavon's ethereal flourish. While on the ship, Salora did inform Ashley Stavon that she wants to parlay on high. We're not going into depth of why she knew about that. She did hint that it was due to her lineage, more or less. Stavon said that he would pass that on, though he does think it's best to wait until after the dragon's dealt with. But that has been put into motion. Salora reached out to her father, the Dreadnought, via the writing satchel she was given, asking, instructing her father to get her sister off of that ship and to ensure it does not appear again for a while. Her father made it clear that he would be doing this his way. He would not be attacking an official ship of the Sunset Kingdom, nor will he be harming any of the citizens of the Sunset Kingdom. But he did say that he would keep your sister safe. Salora also reached out and spoke to Theron, who is now in Riveria, warning him that Assad is there and to stay away from Tove. But he did reply that Assad is not there and he's currently having tea with Tove, which she told him to get out of immediately. She did mention that she would give him actual instructions soon, but for now to just stay safe.
Hold on, quick thing. You said those are the Sunset Kingdom ships?
Yes.
Did not know that. Okay. And I did mention to him though, like at the whole thing, that I just wanted the people on the ship to be off the radar for a bit.
Yeah. Um, but that is, I believe, the main of things. Midas did reach out to Baez. Had a little conversation there. And I believe he reached out to a few more people, but I don't remember exactly who. Um, he did have the book on Baez, on Arch Major that had a chapter on Baez, though albeit short. You did find out that Baez has worked with Logan in the past via the book. Um, Mir has a book on pirates, but as he is not here, I don't believe anything will be coming of that this session. Is there anything else that happened last session that I am missing?
Did you mention Samson catching enough fish for the whole crew?
Samson was able to catch enough fish to feed the entire crew as well.
Did you mention that actually Stefan said that you can't get essentially the drip. You got to be given the drip.
Yes. As far as his ethereal flourishes, he said that they were given to him at sea. You cannot simply purchase it or get it. But that is the extent of the new spice knowledge that was given. And he did, of course, warn that habitual use of spice will turn your eyes blue, which the group has heard before.
Also, Said said, what the fuck?
Dreadnought's Bane.
Dreadnought's Bane was on the ships. Samson saw it.
I mentioned that, yeah, when he used the spice, he saw the true name that was the Dreadnought's Bane.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Did you decide to change the spelling yet?
No, that's the spelling, bro. Like, that's what it is. That's a person's name, and that's how they
It's
spell it.
so much blacker than using the actual spelling of whatever.
Bro, relax.
Yeah, I'm just all right. Whatever.
So, as we pick up, currently, Samson is fishing. I believe the rest of the group is taking a long rest, which I assume Samson will be joining eventually.
Once I get all the fishing, enough fish for everybody, I'm gonna call it a day.
Okay. Let me bring the water down as you guys are not drowning. Yeah. Everyone. There was one room still available, Samson, if you wanted it.
Sure, whatever.
So these will be your rooms for the duration of the trip, unless you guys decide to change rooms or someone decides to be an asshole and take a room. So whenever you guys are taking a long rest, long or short, I will assume these are the rooms you're going to. Unless someone says otherwise. Which does leave Mir and Midas in the bunks. Which is fine. The bunks are nice. Good enough for the crew, good enough for you guys, right? Right. Okay, so. The group takes a long rest. What time of day is it? It is half a day's travel.
Well, I stayed up for some hours fishing because I knew it was.
We will simply say we will say the group was pretty exhausted from that ass kicking, and the excitement of that, and that you guys slept a little later, and you do wake up in the morning. Unless there's any objections to that, you all will wake up in the morning.
We're all waking up.
Yeah. X has things, but Greg is tired and doesn't feel like doing them, so X is going to just wait to do them.
Okay. Well, we will say the group wakes up around the same time. As you do, there is a halfling gentleman kind of knocking the door, saying, "Captain wants to see you up top. Captain wants to see you up top. Captain wants to see you up top," and kind of scurries back up top himself.
X looks to Samson and goes, once they step out into the hallway area, the captain is Stevan, correct?
Yes, X. It hasn't changed.
Just checking. I don't know seafarer thing too often, so I don't know if there's multiple captains, captain, 3 captains.
X,
99.
we've been here for a day. There's nothing seafaring about this yet.
Oh, on the contrary, the moment you enter the sea, you're seafaring.
X, you were asleep before we entered the sea. I was up fishing.
Did you catch anything?
I caught enough fish for the entire.
Oh, you know what? When I get the ingredients, the lost one on me for you.
Okay.
Well, I assume you all eventually make your way to the top deck.
Yes.
All right.
So I can press long rest.
Yes, go ahead. Everyone can press long rest, and if you're changing spells, change spells.
Thank you for saying that, Chris.
Pressing long rest.
Yes.
No problem.
As you get to the top deck, you see Stevan has the crew assembled. And as you come up, he says, "Actually, I realized I failed to make introductions. But you all seemed rather tired, so I felt a rest was priority." He says, "There are a few rules while at sea that I'm sure you all will follow diligently." And he kind of doesn't look very confident you will, but smiles when saying it. And he says, "Actually, it should be obvious. I am the captain. We will start with that. My first mate,
X nods his head.
my first mate who speaks with my authority," and he points over to an elven gentleman. He says, "This is Triple Stitch. He is the first mate. He is in charge when I am not on deck, actually."
You said triple?
Triple Stitch.
Triple stitch.
Yes.
Okay.
Triple Stitch looks and kind of nods to everyone.
Did you get triple fish yesterday, Triple Stitch?
He looks at you with kind of a forced smile. No, I got one fish, as we are at sea and we ration.
I'll do better to catch more today then.
We don't need to catch our food. We do have food we bring with us, but it is appreciated, all the same.
Oh, should I stop fishing?
Fish all you'd like. Don't feel the need. Don't feel like
I
you
don't-
have to fish to feed us, though. Fish for enjoyment.
Samson looks over his shoulder to the rest of the group and says, "This guy doesn't appreciate shit, huh?"
Stevan,
The captain number 2 right there.
a little bit. Stevan points to a tiefling gentleman who is currently carrying around a frying pan, and he says, "Actually, that's the cook. His name is Doc."
Is what?
Doc.
How's it going, Doc?
It's going quite well. I enjoyed those fish. I was able to cook them up quite nice. Keep them coming. I'll keep them frying.
Heard that.
He then points to the two halflings and says, actually, these two are tried and true. I don't know which is which. They won't tell me. Just say TT, and the closest one and available one will come to you. If they want. They both kind of nod and kind of laugh to each other.
Brian,
Yes.
as everybody's introducing themselves, do I recall any of their spice aura?
The only one who had a real flair was Devon. The rest had like small little things. Tried and true have like an intertwining rope between them, which is fascinating. That kind of stretches and pulls as they get closer and further away.
Huh?
Doc doesn't have any. Triple Stitch had some flair to his coat, but that was about it.
Okay. Got it.
Stavon points to forgot to grab a gentleman holding some map and some books, and he says, actually, this is the navigator Star Eyes. He's usually busy, so if he doesn't talk to you, don't feel away. And Star Eyes peers over his glasses and nods and says, yes, very busy, keeping the ship where it needs to go. Very important, very busy. As he walks back to the front of the ship where he was. He points to an older ship hand who currently has a mug of something, drinking it. And he says, actually, this is Lucky. He doesn't do much, but ships don't go down when he's on them, so he's here. And Lucky holds up his drink. And
You might be my favorite person yet, Lucky.
he holds it up. They always say that till I don't help with the work.
Mm-mm.
And he drinks some more. And he, Stavon points to a gentleman holding a hammer and some nails. And he says, actually, that's Nail Tooth. He can fix anything that can be fixed with a hammer. If it can't, he can't help you. Nail Tooth just kind of nods politely.
Now, Tooth, what do you think about taking a look at this guy's hard head? And gestures towards X.
He looks appraisingly. No, a hammer wouldn't fix that the way you'd think. I've tried.
Comes with wisdom, too.
Did I miss something?
No.
That was
Simple X.
Oh.
Simple.
Stavon kind of laughs and he points to the last person and says, who is actually a Kenku, who is a bird person, but more of a raven than a hawkish figure. And Stavon says, this is Echo, actually. Echo is a Kenku. They mimic language to speak, so he's not making fun of you, that's just how he communicates. And Echo says, it's just how I communicate. Actually. And he goes back to the back. That is actually the full crew. These are actually not my standard crew outside of
Which
Star Eyes and
what's his
Triple
name?
Stitch. Pardon.
You just said he was a Kenku, but you
His-
didn't tell us what his job was.
They all have various jobs, actually. If I didn't name a specific job or a specific person, it's because they do a lot, actually.
Alright.
And his name is Echo. The only ones who are my standard crew, actually, are Triple Stitch and Star Eyes.
Is everyone else hired help?
anyone on a ship is actually hired help, X. But they are people I know, rather people Triple Stitch knows and was able to crew this ship with. Didn't have much time to put this together, actually. But if Triple Stitch trusts them, I trust them. Now, I do ask you don't become troublesome to them as they are doing their tasks on the ship. We have a 5-day trip to get to Sethret. We will arrive at the last lighthouse in 3 days' time, barring weather and incidents. If you need a private place to speak away from the crew, I actually don't mind you using my quarters or Triple Stitch's quarters. Triple Stitch's quarters are actually the room downstairs that you did not go in at the end of the hall. And I would actually ask that you do not go into the holds, a floor below the room, the deck with the floors. Please stay out of there. Are there any questions?
Are there any fish that are a delicacy to the crew? They'd be more excited to eat than the other?
Star Eyes kind of yells over his shoulder. We won't be going that far out to sea, so there's nothing exciting this close to the coast. But thank you.
I looked at Doc and I say, you sure, Doc?
Doc shrugs. He ain't lying. Anything this close to Golden Leaf is just mundane.
Gotcha.
I say, where should we stay out of?
The third floor, essentially. The basement, if it were.
What was it called?
The hold.
Oh,
Cargo
okay.
hold. And will you say something, Greg? I feel like I heard you start talking.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay. Stevan says, actually, since there are no other questions, I assume there will be no misunderstandings. That is best. To make it clear, I am the one helping you in Sethret. None of the crew is getting off the boat.
I was going to ask you that off to the side.
He shrugs. It's actually not a big deal.
X shrugs back. I understand.
He nods. We actually don't keep many secrets on a ship, as it's confined space, and some have better hearing than others, and secrets lead to troubles. You, of course, are welcome to your own secrets. I'm simply saying anything that involves my crew, you can most likely say aloud.
Entiendo.
Hey, Doc, you into making salt at all?
He looks at you and he says, well, for now, I'm just focusing on the cooking. I don't have, my hobbies tend to be towards the whittling fashion. I'm good with the knives, so I try to sharpen my skills. But, no, I have not, ventured out much further than the culinary, in the fashion of get fish, cook fish, get gruel, make gruel, get water, hand out water. It's a pirate ship, so, we keep things
Gotcha.
a little tight.
Gotcha. Maybe I can show you something while we're here then.
Is Samson a good cook? Or is Chris a good cook?
Samson has been traveling the world by himself with what was her name? Flora for many years, so they had to figure some shit out.
Okay, just making sure.
Making salt is Samson figured out that because he knew as a royal, salt makes everything better. So he was
Okay. Doc says, Or you're welcome down to the kitchen anytime you want, unless it's cooking time, which I gotta focus. But if I'm not focusing, you come on down and pull my ear a little bit.
We'll do.
Stevan says, actually, everyone, go ahead and get back to what you should be doing. You want to make this trip in 3 days. We actually don't want to waste too much time here. This ship is not well known, but it's not unknown either. And everyone kind of goes to where they're supposed to be. You see Tried and True fly up the 2 masts to get to the crow's nest. Triple Stitch goes to the helm. Cook goes below deck. Nailtooth goes below deck, and the rest kind of fill out the boat.
Samson picks back up his fishing rod.
Which reminds me, there's actually a fishing rod that I can add in.
I'm back.
Boom, fishing rod.
Go.
I just losing followers.
Who are you following?
Starrise, just gonna watch.
Okay. So Midas is shadowing Star Eyes, for the better way to describe it. Samson is fishing. Well, so I'm going to ask you if you guys want to do anything for today, but I also need somebody to roll a d20 to see how this day of sailing goes.
I'll do it.
No,
Once again, it is not ranked 1 to 20, but 1 to 20 have values attached to them.
I do want to do something, but give me 1 second. Hold on, I'll get my notes.
No problem. Okay.
You see it? And then
Yep.
up with
Got an 8. And as Stevan said, it will be a 3-day trip to get to the last lighthouse. And from there, another 2 days to get to Sethret.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah, okay. Hold on. I need to switch this thing off. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. So I said, did they say like that we were sailing to Sethret like just now?
Yes. Stevan said it would be 5 days to Sethret. Maybe he didn't.
Okay.
We'll say he did.
Okay. When he's
You're breaking
can I
up some.
say?
Michelle.
Are you talking? If you're
Hello?
talking, we can't hear you.
Hold on, I gotta turn this push to talk thing off. Hold on.
No problem. It's helpful when it's helpful, and it's not when it's not.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. So you want to back it up to when he mentioned Sethret?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so we'll back it up a few steps, and he'll say, it's actually 3 days to the last lighthouse, and 2 more days on there to get to Sethret. Total trip should take 5 days.
So as soon as he says Sethret, Solora's face is just like, hold on. And she says, I'm sorry, we're going where?
Stevan looks. Actually, we're going to Sethret to kill Bezeric. I thought you were informed.
So I knew we were going to kill Sethret, but are you all aware of the zombie army blocking Sethret from the sea? The zombie army?
What do you mean by zombies?
I mean, so the citizens of Sethret were essentially turned into zombies and are blocking Sethret. So if you try to enter from the sea, like, they will attack you.
Is it only from the sea that they are?
Well, they're in the sea. I can hazard a pretty good guess that there are additional traps if you try to enter from another way, from land, seeing as how, they go through all the effort to block it from the sea. I have to assume they also block it from the land as well. So,
Do you know how far out from the sea where they begin attacking?
unfortunately, I do not.
Actually, Stevan, would you be able to blow up zombies in the sea with your cannons?
Devon kind of laughs. Actually, shooting cannons into the water is not effective, as you may think. And
Are you able
he
to do anything?
say it again.
Are you able to do anything that a seafarer might do to address zombies in the sea?
Devon takes a deep breath and kind of like smiles at you, and he looks over to Solora and says, "Actually, I'm surprised you're aware of the undead army guarding the sea. How did you come by this knowledge?"
Something I found out.
He narrows his eyes a bit.
Um,
That's not actually something you should have been able to find out. But nonetheless, my ship is equipped to repel them a bit.
What is a bit? Should we prepare for a fight?
I assumed all of Sethret would be a fight, actually.
True, but it's different preparing for a fight before you even make port than, you know.
They actually will not be able to climb aboard the ship. I cannot speak to what they can do
Okay.
from land.
Okay, fair enough.
He nods. I'm actually curious if you know anything else we should be concerned about with Sethret.
Not offhand, but as I mentioned, I have to assume that it's heavily guarded, whether by traps or creatures. So I would tread extremely lightly, like
He smiles.
extremely.
I'm actually going with you all, so I believe that's advice for you and yours.
Fair enough. Do you have any prisoners? Actually, it might be helpful if we could send someone ahead of them. Assuming we're in a minefield, if we send someone ahead, then they can
What?
trigger the traps.
Wow.
Laura,
Wow.
I'm sorry. No,
what?
That's.
no.
Huh.
Frankly, I mean,
We actually
What'd you
did
say?
not. Do we
I'm
have any
shocked.
prisoners we can send ahead if there's like a minefield-esque situation to have them go first? Stevan says, I actually did not capture anybody before we left. I did not have any prisoners to sacrifice in case of traps. As I am helping you all, I assume you all will be doing the planning of that nature.
Laura looks to the.
No.
What'd you say no to? I couldn't hear it.
Can we hear him chewing?
So Solar says to the group, "You know what? It's a good thing we brought the stone giant. Now that I think about it, he may be able to serve that purpose. I'm not sure if he has a soul, so I don't know. Depending on what the traps are, but I think for the most part, he might be able to help us out, lead the way."
Did you say he has a soul?
I said I don't know if he does.
um, yeah, we have more than enough time to plan. Um, well, in these 5 days, I just maybe Ariana or Logan have more information on Sethret, so that we can be
Oh,
better what's coming ahead of us.
Solus isn't. Solus is.
Huh?
He's busy at the moment.
Did someone
Uh,
mention Solus?
Say just asked me, or Midas just said, "Where's your bird?"
Okay,
Not that he's with me at all times, though, but yeah.
gotcha. We can't hear him when he talks, by the way.
You can't?
We
Cannot?
cannot.
Has he been talking a lot?
No. All right.
If
hold
you
on.
have it so it's cutting out background noise, it's going to cut out his voice. Because he's not
Oh,
close
I
enough to the
see.
mic. It thinks he's
Well,
background
okay.
noise.
He is at the time.
Well, yeah, but today, in this moment, um, but Stevan dismisses his crew and mentions again, should we need to begin planning, let me know when we can actually meet in my quarters. I have a map table and papers for notes and the usual planning things you need. And everyone goes about what they were doing before, the fishing and the so on and so forth. Um, what would you all like to do?
Actually needs to talk to the homeboy in the journal. He just doesn't have energy yet.
Okay,
All right, can y'all hear us now?
I can hear you.
I hear you.
Okay.
Just say something.
So after that, let me know when that conversation is done. I couldn't hear what y'all were saying for a
Oh,
minute.
I said at that point, Stevan dismissed his crew to see to the ship. Samson went fishing. Midas is shadowing Star Eyes unless the group wants to gather and do something else.
So Solar goes over to Samson and sits down next to him. Anything interesting out here?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole lot.
Hmm.
You want to see for yourself?
What was that?
You want to see for yourself?
Solar looks at him like kind of confused. What do you mean?
Samson takes out as much spice as he took yesterday.
Solar says, what's that?"
Oh, that's right. She wasn't there
No,
for that.
no, it wasn't. No.
The spice. You'll see the ethereal plane.
Are we sure it's safe?
No,
Okay.
we're sure it's fun.
It's, I'll pass for now. Uh, so this new guy, Mir, I think said his name was.
Yes, mirror.
How much does he know about what I said no one else should know about?
Oh, he was included.
I'm sorry?
I didn't think he was included in that. He's one of us.
Well, you didn't think he was he didn't. Okay, so I take it you trust him?
Yeah. We kind of don't have a choice now.
I mean, certainly not. But I mean, like it's been like 2 weeks, right? Like, I
When
mean,
you
we're
put it,
here now, but
when you put it like that, it sounds kind of crazy. But we've been through some things.
yeah,
How hectic it gets with this group.
okay. So did you like almost die and he saved you, or like, cause like this, feel like that's a big secret to
No, but it made sense for him to know at the time. It still makes sense for him to know.
Oh yeah, why?
Well, when you put it like that,
I mean, I just so how he come to be a part of this group?
kind of walked up.
He so. Mm, Solar is just like incredulous.
Exactly as crazy as it sounds.
So he walked up to you, and then you just
the group.
accepted. He did what? He did what?
Now,
You're breaking up some,
You're-
Chris.
Yeah.
Are you talking, Chris? Because we can't hear you if you are.
Is X around?
I don't think
I was
so.
assuming it was just Samson when I said that.
Okay, cool. That's why I wasn't saying that.
Gotcha. You still there, Chris? We can't hear you.
You should have chose somebody with a better internet connection to have this conversation with.
Oh.
It's here.
It's hard. In and
Hey,
out.
all right, it's cool. We can do the conversation later. It's fine. Won't necessarily change anything in the moment anyway. So
Hello.
There we go.
yes.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you, Chris.
All right.
Okay, so I think I said the last thing I said was like he walked up to you or like something.
And I said he walked up to the group.
So again, Solar's just looking like this doesn't feel. I mean, so when I told you did I tell you that the whole like faith thing seemed like a setup or did I omit that part?
The whole thing in the Fae.
Yeah, did I tell you that we might have been set up or no?
You hinted towards it. You didn't really go deep.
Okay.
Deep dive.
Okay, so Solara actually asked you that not in game. I mean in game. So then she says it's odd that someone just like walks up to you and like ingratiates himself to you and like this feels dangerous. I will okay.
Santa's like nodding along. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm great. It's just already done. So.
Yeah, but we are at sea, people fall overboard all the time. I just need to,
Not
think.
never overboard.
Okay. So you like trust him with your life then?
At this point, it's weird. I probably shouldn't, and nothing in battle has shown that
Man. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. He was there for the Death Tyrant. We looked in the eye together.
I'm who?
A Death Tyrant. We've been through some shit. Like that's what I'm telling you.
What is a Death Tyrant?
Oh boy. What is a Death Tyrant? Imagine giant skull
Okay.
with a bunch of fucking scary eyes that casts, 3 random spells a turn, has legendary reactions, legendary actions, can do a fucking disintegration beam. That's fucking fun,
So he
he can
walked you
destroy
guys to this fight?
Huh?
So y'all ran into this, y'all happened to meet at this fight, or he joined, y'all ended up in this fight?
We were already headed there, and he just came along.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay. And at what point did you happen to share? How did that come up? The whole faith thing.
Well, we had to make a group decision regarding these portals.
Portals.
Early on.
There are portals somewhere?
Sorry. You know what? I keep forgetting. You just got back. You don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't, and now I'm very concerned, to be honest. What is that?
Yeah.
What happened?
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Instead of me telling you, we're all gonna get together. I will cast Rary's telepathic bond again. I'll go back to what we were doing, and we can all pitch in and tell you the story. That way, if I miss anything, somebody else can fill you in. Because it's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Okay. So.
Oh, Michael's a lynch now.
What does that mean? Michael's not dead?
Listen,
Although we never knew if he was dead or not. But what is he? I don't know what that means.
Uh, he's basically a cheat code. Listen, the group will tell you about it.
A
Or
cheat
a
code.
lich, right, Brian? Not
Lich.
lich.
Lich. Yes.
Lich.
Actually, Brian, can I do an Arcana check just in case?
Yeah, Arcana or History to see if this rings a bell for you. As Samson is gathering the crew at large and taking 10 minutes to cast Telepathic Bond.
Okay. Now, I guess seeing as how I do know some of this, well, no, oh, never mind.
Well, this is for if you know about what a Lich is or not.
No, I know, but I was gonna say like, how much time it would take up like
Oh, for a
with
recap?
this. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, if the group's going to tell you everything, we can just say they told you guys sat down and you guys talked about this for the day. Or for part of the day, you guys just caught her up on everything.
Okay. But that's up to y'all. Okay.
If there's any
19.
specific conversations you want to have within that, we can do that. But you don't have to go through every single thing because Michelle's been informed about most of this, I believe.
Oh, well, up until I think the last one I listened in on was Wig Named Bet's wiki and that whole
Okay.
thing in the bookstore.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got a 19 on the Arcana.
19. So you're aware that a Lich is what happens when an Archmage tries to push their power beyond death. And they purposely become undead for the purpose of breaking the shackles of mortal life to expand their magical knowledge forever. They are... The only constraint is that they need to more or less feed on the souls of the living. So they have to periodically feed souls to what we're calling a Horcrux, because the pronunciation of the actual thing is weird. So they have to periodically feed souls to their Horcrux, which can be located anywhere, but is usually somewhere that they know and feel safe and is protected. When you kill a Lich, it just goes back to its Horcrux. To kill a Lich, you must destroy the Lich and the Horcrux, or else it will always come back.
So, okay. So I say when Simpson says he's a Lich, I say, any chance he might be holding his, I'll also call it a Horcrux, in the burning tower?
It's something that we've thought about.
We're all part of this conversation now, right?
Yeah, now everybody's plugged in.
Okay.
Whoa.
Hey.
What are we talking about?
Everything, excellent. Everything. We're trying to catch Solara up. Oh, I was just gonna say, I do think it's fun to do the verbal recap because, like, you get funny moments like Solar saying Assad's back in his hometown.
Yeah, I mean, you go for it. I'm full on board for the verbal recap. Guys can do whatever you want at all times, relatively speaking.
Did you tell her about the pillows?
The pillows.
Yeah.
Pillow?
The
What are you
pillow.
talking about?
The pillow that prevented the undead from coming within a certain area of us while we were in the graveyard.
It wasn't special. It's just what the spell was casted on.
I don't know. We can use the pillow right now since we're heading to a zombie minefield. But that's not recap. Just a thought. If you know somebody that might have a pillow, Solara.
What was the name of the spell?
A hollow spell, which you guys should all be aware of at this point because it's come up a few times.
Oh, it wasn't. It was just
Hollow cast on the pillowbacks. The pillow it was just a regular pillow.
Just to be clear, someone sat on the pillow to cast Hollow.
24 hours.
Yes, it wasn't cast on the pillow. They sat there for 24 hours to cast it. That's why it was convenience.
with that pillow. I'm like, damn, I wish I had that.
Just the pillow.
I said the pillow was cast on the pillow.
Yeah, because that might be, if you can cast that spell, Samson, that might be something we need for this this vessel, if possible, depending on what the zombie situation is like in the sea.
Oh, okay. Hold on. 5.
It's really going to ask Solar for a pillow from her
Hold
hometown.
on. I gotta get the baby bottle. Hold on.
Mhm.
Did you really think the pillow was special?
I really thought the pillow was special.
That's
It was
crazy.
explained a bunch of times that it wasn't.
It was. It was. I remember that.
Imagine
It was explained so many times that the pillow wasn't special. Oh boy.
I remember.
can't.
I remember sneaking through the dungeon, and I'm like, "Oh, there's another pillow in here." Like I remember that moment. I
I
really
did too.
think the pillow was something.
That's just great.
You hear me, Greg? I can't learn Hollow.
Oh damn!
Well, as the group is verbally recapping via this spell, you are sailing throughout the day. Via the 8, it is a relatively fine day of sailing. You don't get a favorable wind, but you're not held up by anything at all. So the first day will go without issue, and you are on track to reach the last lighthouse in 3 days total.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I can't wait for Solar to return so I can tell her my little tidbit that I'm pretty sure was left out.
Is there anything else you all are going to want to do beyond the recap for this first day?
I guess I should.
At the end of the recap, I want to let I want to let everybody know that I can okay, I can do this spell called Planar Binding, which would tie essentially, as it regards us, a Fae to my service for 24 hours. I'd say if we run into the winter night or the summer night again, it's worth a shot.
Definitely. Hope no one sees you taking advantage of them and thinking that we have a better relationship with them than we actually do.
I hope they do.
They are also, of course, aware you did this to them when the spell ends. To be clear.
Say it again.
They would be aware you did this to them when the spell ends.
And
Well,
when the spell ends, they can go to the bag of devouring.
I don't think you can make them kill themselves either, by the way.
That's not what I'm talking about. But they don't have to. I'm not going to give you a heads up on what I'm doing.
You don't
Playing
have to.
against.
I don't do that, but okay. You guys do this, whatever. Okay, so Michelle will be back a little later. She'll put the baby down, and when she comes back, we'll jump back to the recap. But, so, the recap will take place at some point during the first day of travel. The first day that goes well. Extras, you're reading your book.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just so you know, he doesn't pop up every time you read the book, by the way.
Oh, I really thought he did come up every time I read it.
It's not every time.
All right, well, I'm just in there meditating right now, reading on a word.
Okay. You're reading your book. I assume Mia's reading his. If there's nothing else anyone wants to do, though, we will jump to the night, then the next day.
How did I do, Fish?
Can happen when it happens. Roll me survival check, and we'll see.
Saeed said he wants to cast Sending.
Oh, cool. 10. You did pretty good. You got about You got about 3 or 4 fish.
All right. You ready for my sending?
Yes. Who are we casting to?
Lot Lamora.
All right. Out of curiosity, are you casting it to Locklamore or Shinda? Like when you cast
sorry.
it, who do you think of?
I'm sorry. Hold on, because I can't hear you.
Okay.
The volume up on this. All right. Now, what'd you say?
Out of curiosity, when you cast it, are you sending it to Lamora or Shindo? I just out of pure curiosity.
I originally was sending to Oshindo, so I'm gonna send to Oshindo.
I mean, they're the same person. I'm simply asking, like, out of curiosity, who does Midas view him as when you reach out?
Oshindo.
Okay. So what do you say?
He says, all right, 4 or 5 of these. I'm gonna have this conversation.
He replies, well, all right. What would you like to know?
Or he tried to turn me in.
Your interpretation is off, my boy. I was trying to smoke out the local fallen. It was a ruse that you overheard.
Why would you be trying to smoke the local fallen out? What happened to my parents? And what are you doing now with Mary?
Two of those answers are one and the same. I was trying to smoke them out so I could contact your parents. Your powers were awakening. They needed to know. I like Miri. That's why I'm around.
You always find yourself in the presence of ASMR? I'm not done. I said, where are my parents? What are their names?
He says, Miri does offer a sort of blast shield against fallen incursion should they decide that I'm on their radar for some reason. I don't know your parents' name.
He says, supposedly 3 people raised me, not just you. Who are they? And then, what was the the bigger question I was going to ask him? Uh, what does Tana have to do with the ignobles and the fallen?
You
Why is
know
she
he
with?
gets 25 words too, right?
Yeah,
What you have to do with the ignobles and the fallen and what else?
well, why is she with them? And then, like, the other question was, who are the 3 people that raised me?
Right.
Like, other than him, obviously.
Right. He says, why the 3 are myself and your 2 parents. I didn't mean to mislead you to think there was a third. Tana is interesting. She, from what I can see, is playing a bit of a long game. Not certain her goal.
I think that's all Midas has.
Okay. Backstory. Look who's putting their toes into their story.
What mark is this?
What? Oh, and the
What
story.
hour mark?
We are at 59 minutes.
59 minutes.
Yes.
You got to get a little running clock on the screen, Brian.
On the screen. You guys wouldn't be
Yeah,
able to
just
see
like
it. It would be on the YouTube, on the actual stream itself. Well, it just wouldn't need it if you're watching it on YouTube because it has its own thing.
Right, but it's I don't know. It could be a cool aesthetic as well.
I would.
Like-
I'll look into it. It's definitely doable. But okay. Maya says, use your sending spells for the day. You guys had a decent day of fishing, a good day of sailing. And as night comes, I assume you all make your way back to your rooms and bunks.
Oh, in our heads, I guess midway throughout the day, I just want to say, oh shit, guys, I forgot to tell you, took some spice, and the ethereal name of this ship is the Dreadnought.
Dreadnought Spain.
Does he say this to the group?
Yeah, and everyone says.
Telepathically.
Solar says, what? What'd you say?
The ethereal name of this ship is Dreadnought Spain.
What does that mean? The ethereal name?
I told you about the spice. You can see the ethereal plane.
And there you can see the name of the ship.
Jensen takes out more spice. You can see for yourself.
But you don't know if it's dangerous.
It won't kill you.
I recall X doing something we weren't sure about, and then he lost his powers for a bit, so. I'll hold off for now. Interesting, though.
He opened a drawer, got hit with a dart, and lost his magic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I looked to the group, or I asked the group, have you all taken this?
We're speaking telepathically.
Yeah, Davina says she has. Who else has? It's Davina, Samson.
It's just me and Davina.
Yeah.
Because Asad never took it.
You never took it, you're right.
Assad did not.
He did not.
That's what I said. Asad never took it.
So Davina says she has.
So I just said, I'll wait on it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, the Dreadnought Spain. That's the name on the side of the ship. To anyone who can see or is spice inclined, I guess.
All right. Well.
Say it again.
Why so interested in spice?
I'm not interested in space. What are you talking about?
Oh, you want to see ethereal things?
Nope, I didn't.
You seem interested in the ship.
He said the name of the ship was something different than what's on the ship. I've never encountered this whole ethereal plane thing.
I'll take the spice.
Did you take the spice?
Some kind of thing.
I mean, it's not mine either.
Could be your thing, though. You never know.
Could be yours too. You go first. Let me know.
Samson's gonna roll a check to try and throw some spice into Solar's mouth.
What?
He's gonna do what now? What is he doing?
Based on the
Throw spice into your mouth.
Throw it into my mouth.
So again, I'm not even sure you guys are in the same part of the boat right now as a telepathic conversation.
Okay.
And I did say that.
I'm gonna walk in and see who I'm closer to, Solar or Midas. Whoever I'm closer to, I'm gonna try it.
That's wild. That's a wild
super
thing
wild.
to do.
I did say that people were in their rooms. So Slower would be in her room behind a closed door. Maya should be on a bunk, not behind a closed door.
Midas is a punk.
Midas would be the easiest to drug. Yes.
Midas would be the what?
Easiest to drug.
Yes. He's the most accessible to be drugged, I guess, that's what's happening here.
Samson's gonna walk right up to Midas and say, "Sorry, bro." And what am I rolling?
So, how do you envision this happening? We gotta figure that out first, and I'll figure out the mechanic of.
Like enemies or like a whole
So is Saeed, is Midas laying down or sitting up?
He's gonna be laying down.
Okay. Samson's gonna walk right up to where Midas's head is. So like you have to look. It's awkward. It's an awkward situation. What does Midas say?
He he keeps his eyes up in the sky. He keeps his eyes up, and he says, "What do you want, Samson? I told you I'm giving it to you. Not to harass you about it.
What did he say?
I told you I'm giving it to you. You don't have to harass me about it."
What?
He's giving it to you. You do not have to harass him about it.
I heard him, but Samson says, "What?" He's just thrown off by that because he's so singular focused.
You're stupid scale, Samson. Gosh damn it! Like you saved my life. I appreciate it. You'll have your scale when we get there.
As Samson realizes what he's talking about and that he's still talking, Samson's just gonna try and flick some spice into his mouth and say, "Sorry, bro."
So you're trying to put enough that it has an effect, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So matter of fact, if you had to put like a quantity on, like if you had to put it in a bag, how much spice do I have?
In a bag. Do you have? You bought a lot of spice.
Right. So what do I? Like a book bag full? More than that?
Oh wow.
A book bag?
I don't know if you bought a book bag.
Right.
Asad bought a book bag full of size.
No, but Asad gave me his spice.
He already sent that spice to Riveria. He misspoke. He already sent it to Riveria with Jacob. He didn't have much spice left on him.
All right. So how much did he have left on him? And how much do I have? How many gallon-sized Ziploc bags of spice do I have?
Oh my goodness, this is getting so weird.
How much drugs?
This is important. This is important.
How much drugs do I possess?
Okay. We are going to say, based on the fact that you do not have a bag of holding, so this is just what you have, which you can personally carry and not be weird about it.
It's in my pack.
Yeah.
It's not just walking around.
No, I get it. So we will say, based on your pack being like book bag size, maybe like book bag and a half the size of your pack, we'll say, right? We will say a third of your pack is spice.
Whoa.
You have a lot of spice.
On his hand.
You have a lot of spice.
All right. If it's not.
And you did pay a good amount.
I take a palm full of spice and just.
Oh, you're doing the cocaine to the face thing. Oh boy. Okay. Midas, give me a Constitution saving throw. Is what's going to have to happen here. Well, first let's just back up. Is everyone okay with this happening? I just gotta make sure this is an okay mechanic to happen.
I mean, he's doing it.
I mean,
I'm asking you, like, if you, the players, real people, are okay with this being a part of the game. I just need to ask this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
it's a wild.
It's wild. I just want to make sure that everyone's cool. Cool. Constitution saving throw.
This is a thing to do, but
DMing is hard, you guys. Let me tell you.
All right, I'm getting on to the app.
Okay, hold on. If you guys don't want this to happen, I'm perfectly fine with it not happening.
That's why I asked. You seem like it's cool with it.
It's something.
Greg, you want to chip in here?
It's a callback to when Samson was just running around pressing the shit.
That's what it feels like a little bit. It feels a little.
That's what I was shooting for, so that means it worked.
I just want to save it through. That's all.
But it's drugging someone, which makes it weird.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. This is uncomfortable.
It is. But
do you still want to do it?
24.
Okay, so you know what?
It's
cool. You know what? We're all good because as you, Midas immediately holds his breath, dodges his head to the side, and scrambles faster than you've ever seen him move before. As he moves to the other side of this cabin, and immediately opens his flask, pours water on his face, spits it out, and he has dodged the effects of being spiced.
So, when he does that, Midas throws his net at him.
Oh shoot!
Okay, make an attack. Because it's
All right.
a raised attack for the net.
All right.
From
Give me
pocket
a second.
sand to net. Hilarious.
This is interesting.
This is
Really?
great. This is hilarious. Man, you guys are wild people.
Trying to figure out how to throw this thing
Um,
from the app.
is it in? Do you have an item?
Yeah, it's in my equipment. I'm in my inventory, so I don't know how to
So
use it.
nebulous net is a +3 to attack. You should be able to press a button for +3. If you go to your actions, it should be nebulous net and a +3 with it.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah, I was in my inventory. That was the wrong place to be.
9. 9 is not going to hit. So,
I just pulls the net back.
okay. So Samson, as you try to microdose him, he definitely gets out the way and throws the net at you, which you manage to dodge as well. And he pulls the net back to himself. And you guys are just looking at each other like Diddy and that guy from that show.
So Midas says, "Do it again. You'll never get anything from me."
To which Samson says,
He walks away. Do we know which room Samson took?
"Yeah,
Midas walks to Samson's room.
Chris, you there? You're not saying anything. We can't hear you if you're talking."
Going on my phone, my computer's.
Okay.
All right. What? I'm sorry. I missed probably a good 2 minutes.
Okay, so you did the spice. He dodged it successfully. He threw his net at you. You dodged that. He pulled it back. He said, "Do it again. You never get anything from me." And now he's walking to your room.
Samson says, "I just wanted you to see."
Midas is not turning back. He's not listening to him.
Okay. It seems that your room is now Midas's room.
Samson walks to his room.
I mean, Midas gonna close the door behind him and lock it if there's a lock. But if it doesn't, he's just gonna close it behind him.
There's there actually are locks because it's for passengers.
You're lucky I have knock equipped right now. I'd do it.
I'm lucky. What?
You're lucky I don't have knock equipped right now.
So, for tonight at least, Midas has a room and Samson has a bunk. As Samson has tried to spice him unsuccessfully. Woof.
They drug me. Midas really taking a room because he like, I can't trust this bull.
That was childish, Midas.
Sorry, who was childish?
Samson says telepathically.
Oh.
That was childish, Midas.
Like, you tried to drug me.
I did.
So I'm sleeping somewhere where the door's locked, so I don't get drugged tonight.
You took my room. I can't drug you if I'm asleep in my room.
Yeah, but I'm sleep out in the open. That all you have to do is wake up in the middle of the night and walk out of your room and drug me.
I don't care about this situation that much. I just wanted you to see.
I mean, you could have asked me.
I could have. You would have said no.
That's very true.
Permission.
And so you try. You see what I'm saying? You don't care that much, but you tried to drug me, and I can't trust you right now. So maybe tomorrow.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. Any other activities before the night is brought to an end?
Samson's gonna go. He's not gonna sleep tonight. He's gonna get a start on fishing for tomorrow. He had a part to his stand.
You're going to have a point of exhaustion if you don't sleep, by the way.
Samson's gonna fall asleep while trying to fish through the night.
Okay.
So Shalara wants to pull out the notebook or whatever and then write do you have an enemy on the sea? What is the dreadnought's bane?
What you get back is a lot of laughter. And it simply says, anyone can claim to be my enemy. I have no rivals.
Shalara says I'm on a ship with no. Lord says on a ship with actually Stevan. Is this a problem?
You get back laughter in bigger script. It's like ha 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 ha. And underneath of it says, ask him to remove his medallion.
Solar says okay. Then says then under that writes I told him I want to parlay on high. Is that a problem?
There's a few more before you get a response, or before you find a new letter in your satchel, as it were. This one says, I do not know. It will be fascinating to see.
Solar draws like a picture of a person with like their eyes like rolled up.
Is a picture of rolling your eyes, is what you sent him?
Yeah.
He draws a rather decent sketch of himself laughing. And like next to him is like a smaller version of Alir also laughing.
Oh God. Solara laughs and like just puts it away.
Okay. Good times. Well, all right. You all get your full night's rest. Samson, you do fall asleep fishing. When you wake, there is a crate has been put under you to like sit on and kind of lean you against the side of the ship. And there's a cloth around you to kind of keep you warm because it gets fucking cold on at the sea.
That's dope. I appreciate that.
As you wake, Stevan is sitting there with a cup of coffee in his hands, and he says, actually, it's a terrible idea to fall asleep on deck.
Samson kind of like, actually, I know that. This is a rookie mistake.
And as you say that, you hear Echo walk behind you. This is a rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
He looks over his shoulder and says, it's too early, man. It's too early.
He looks back at you. Not too early. Not too early. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake as it goes about his day.
All right.
Okay. Someone roll me a d20. I believe Greg's asleep. He texted me that he'll be gone by 11:30, but I think we got an earlier exit. But you guys are now 2 days away from the last lighthouse. First day of sailing went rather well. We had a interesting moment with Spice that we may or may not keep in canon. We'll see how that goes. But if I can get a d20 roll to see how today's sailing goes, and are there any tasks that anyone in the group would like to do today?
I want to walk over to Midas first light.
Okay. They are currently muted. When they unmute, we can do that. So after you're awoken,
Okay.
oh, go ahead.
Alright.
No problem.
So Midas sees him approaching him. He wants to cover his face, his nose and mouth.
Midas gives a quick as you approach.
Simpson, I get it. All right. It won't happen again. I apologize. I knew you wouldn't say yes any other way. I just wanted your opinion on what I was seeing.
Yeah. It's I got a lot going on right now. So, I'd rather not look at that stuff. That's how you get addicted to it.
I understand. And, in retrospect, I threw a lot of fucking spice at your face last night. Even if that would have worked, would have been doing it.
Natural one would have been a problem. Let me tell you.
uh, uh. The same
Midas
says,
takes his hands off his face. Slowly.
I really do apologize, though. I'm sorry. That was out of pocket. It was pretty.
We all make mistakes.
It wasn't a mistake.
Remember you threw an Eldritch blast in my chest.
That wasn't a mistake.
Let's try to keep these attacks on me to a minimum.
Yeah, I think we are. This is only the second time. We've been around each other for a long time. I am suppressing way more than you would know.
That doesn't feel good, but good thing you're suppressing it.
I'm sure you've wanted to send off some shots at me as well.
Once in a while.
That's what friendship is about.
Wow.
Yeah, not killing each other even though you want to.
Exactly. Because you'd be dead.
It's cute that you think that.
I'll dump a whole fucking bag of spice on your face, dog. And then she just walks away.
Oh, man.
What do you say? Something about a whole bag of spice on your face?
He'll dump a whole bag of spice in your face.
He walked away.
Well,
So
someone give me a
Midas,
D20 and give me activities for the day if you want any.
okay. Let me roll this. I roll a D20.
Okay.
Roll them. What? I bet you it's better than anybody's roll ever. There we go. 6.
Okay. Today you actually get a bit of wind on the sails. Not enough to get you there any earlier. But the waves were a little rough, so it kept you on pace. Anything you all like to do today?
I just want to catch him.
Okay. Who we talking to?
Oshinda.
All right.
Oshinda.
What you got?
He says, if you want to flush out the local fallen, I could bring some to you whenever I come back to they call it the thicket now. But they're wrecking crew. They're after me.
Response is, well, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like a calling. It was what I promised to do when your powers manifested. I don't care much for them either way now. I'm sorry to hear they're chasing you.
How do I find my parents?
You allow the fallen to find and recognize you.
Midas, he goes to the bunk and kind of sits down with his head in his hands. He just kind of is deep in thought.
All right. Anything from Shalora or Samson today?
Um, Samson is once again gonna fish.
No problem.
So what's my role on that?
Survival.
17.
Hey, pretty good. You get enough fish for the crew. They're not as large as your first outing, but it's definitely enough for Doc to cook up something nice for tonight's dinner.
There's a bet. All right.
Doc McSpoony.
So I also do want to catch Doc in like a down moment before I bring him the fish, and before I go on my catching frenzy, and I want to bring him above deck. Is there anything that I can make like a shallow, just a shallow box out of?
What are you trying to
Like,
make?
I just want to be able to contain some seawater. Like a shallow.
If you ask Doc to go find you something, like if you tell him what you need, he can find you something.
Oh, what about the dude who can fix anything with a hammer? Because all it takes is
You're
some
welcome
wood.
to add Nailtooth. You're welcome to ask him as well. So
Okay.
who do you ask for this?
Okay, I asked Nailtooth, hey, can you just nail like maybe a 1/4-inch piece of wood in a box? Let's say 6 by 6 feet that water can't escape from.
And where exactly would you be putting that?
Wherever the sun hits the most intense during the day.
So inconveniently on the deck. 6 by 6 box.
Can we do 1/2 foot out all around the deck?
No. That seems more inconvenient than the 6 by 6 deck box, if I'm being honest.
Well, and I look at the ship, and I'm just looking at the hangover from the side of the deck, and I say, all of the under of the hangover, can we hollow out maybe 1/2 inch down, and then we can collect salt from seawater?
You want me to hollow out the side of the ship?
No, I don't want you to hollow out the side of the ship. I just want you to cut 1/2 inch into the floor. 1/4 inch, even. To be honest, 1/4 inch would be better.
Into the deck.
Yes.
Run it by the captain.
I'd like to roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion. Run it by the captain. If he says yes, I don't care. It's not my ship.
I go to Stevan.
Okay. He nods as he sees you. He's up by the helm.
I say, have maybe what sounds like a crazy idea, but you could harvest a lot of salt at sea if you carve a 1/4, maybe even smaller divot just along the walls of your ship. Just keep seawater there and let the sun evaporate the water, and salt will be left behind. Scrape it out. Put more water there. Keep, you're doing this all while sailing. It's just free money sitting in the sea for you.
Roll persuasion.
All right. Wow, this is incredible.
He nods and says, actually, I don't mind if you spend your time doing that yourself.
Will the profits be all mine?
Actually, no, it's just my ship. But if you'd like to spend your time doing that, I have no problem.
What would the profit share look like?
How long does this take to happen?
I could probably get this in a day.
No, no. How long would it take to produce enough salt to sell?
Oh, we would produce enough salt to sell every 2 hours
And
of direct.
actually, where will we store it?
Where we're storing the fish we don't catch. And Samson looks around for anybody who would laugh with him.
There's no one around to laugh. Although you do hear from above in one of the crow's nests. Rookie mistake. Stevan says, actually, I like the idea in general. But currently, the cargo hold is off limits, so there's nowhere to store what seems like would be a lot of salt.
Gotcha. Well, listen, I implore you to do it when you have time. But I would just like the credit. Just let people know you got it from Samson the Bard.
He nods and he says, actually, should you survive, Vezerick, and we venture out to sea, we can work something out then.
That works for me.
He nods.
And it's Sethret.
Vezerick is the dragon's name.
Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah, right.
And he goes back to sailing. As you go and catch your bounty of fish, anything from you today, Shalor?
So, anything that you want to do today?
This is the second day at sea. There's one more day's worth of travel before you reach the last lighthouse.
So she's put baby back down to sleep. He woke back
Okay.
up, so she's gonna bow
No
for
problem.
now.
As you're at sea, we can jump back and forth between times for a little bit. But the next, like I said, today goes without issue. As night falls, you see the crew shift from night crew to day crew, or from day crew to night crew. Stevan goes to his quarters as Triple Stitch comes up to take the helm. And I assume you all go to your rooms. Midas, where are you staying tonight?
He's kind of on his. He's gonna be on the bunk,
Okay.
but he calls. He wants to cast a couple sending spells to buy us.
No problem. So Samson, you have your room back for the night. What are you saying to Bias?
I say, hey, buyers, I got a dilemma. The fallen, they're chasing me, but I want something, and I have to reveal who I am to them to get it. I'm not sure I'm ready to invite that kind of attention to myself.
There's a few moments before you get a response, and you hear, when you reveal yourself, surround yourself with the strong. That should make them hesitate at least. And, of course, manipulate them to your own gains. An enemy is only scary if they are coming at you on their own terms. If you dictate things, you'll feel much more in control.
I guess I'm not really the strategist yet. Then I'll figure that part out.
Not to worry, I'll get you there in time.
Thank you.
No reply.
That's his last ending spell.
All right. So, the night goes without issue. Sun comes back up. You're on your third day. At some point today, you should be arriving at the last lighthouse. We'll start with someone rolling me a d20, and then we'll get into what people want to accomplish today. I guess it's on you this time, Chris. You're also muted if you're talking, by the way, Chris.
All right, hold on.
No problem.
D20.
Yep. A 1.
I haven't had a good roll yet.
Well, today the sea is a lot choppier. There's some storm clouds, but it doesn't seem to rain. It's nice winds, but they're shifting. It slows you down a bit, but Stevan doesn't show you should arrive today. Though he thinks it may be at night now. Anything you all would like to do before you arrive at the last lighthouse?
Fish in these stormy waters.
Okay. So you tell me, Chris, at sea, would that be at disadvantage or would it be a straight roll?
No, well, it would be a disadvantage for the fishing, but advantage because of the amount of fish. So straight roll, I guess.
Okay.
Well, it's your call. Because it's harder to fish in that environment, but there's more fish in that environment, which makes it easier to fish.
I'm going to say disadvantage because this fishing rod is something someone brought and wasn't, meant
Gotcha.
for this.
All right, so, okay.
Yeah. You're working magic out of this thing every time you have these great rolls. So give me another one and we'll take the lower.
Wow.
Like I said, you're working magic out of this thing every time you come out here. You you managed to pull some fish that shouldn't really be around right now. You get quite the harvest for the crew. And the group as well.
Nice.
You're getting great rolls on the fishing, man. Just everything else.
Life's funny like that.
But okay.
I take the fish down and dot. And I say, everything by close here is mundane, huh?
He looks at your catch and... Well, I'll be. I guess this storm done sent us something nice today, huh?
Looks like it.
He smiles and says, well, I'll wait till things settle down a bit before I get cooking to in earnest. But hand him over here. I'll start scaling him and get him ready to go.
If you got any ice, put him on it.
That's a luxury we don't exactly have out here. But I'll figure something out. And he winks at you.
Well, once we get this salt mine popping, well, salt gather operation going, then we can just salt it and be done with it.
He nods and says, well, this is going to be tonight's dinner, so I think we'll be all right. He was taking on 2 more anyway, so we'll make it work.
Is this good enough for a fish feast, or should I go get some more?
Oh, this is mighty fine. I wouldn't want you to be out there too much in this potential storm. It gets a little choppy out there. I don't know how well your sea legs are.
Yeah, that's true.
Safer is better.
Well, look forward to what you do with it. And Samson.
He nods and gets to cooking. Or gets to just prepping things when he feels it's safer to cook.
Right.
Well, okay. I do want to give Michelle a moment in case you can get the young one down if she wants to do anything.
Okay.
She's still gonna put him down right now.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
All right.
she bowed out for a minute. She might be back in like 10 or 15, but right now she's just trying to get him to sleep because he's like on the cusp of falling asleep.
No problem at all. So as I said, the seas get a little choppier.
Midas wants to cast Sending.
Oh, let's go for it.
So he casts Sending to what's my boy's name? Carlin.
Milo?
Carlin. Carlin.
Oh, yes, in River's End.
Yeah. So he says, hey, anything new? What's the dealio with, I guess, the boat, wobbles? Anything you hear?
Let's see, how long has it been? Here to there. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think it's even been a week.
No, it's gotta be.
I don't know if it has. You guys got teleported from River's End to one of three. From one of three to the first portal, which took 2.5 days. Went from there
We
to
had
the
to wait there for
corridor.
1.5 days. We had to wait there for 1.5, right?
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, it's probably been maybe a little over a week. It hasn't been very long.
Okay.
You guys cover a lot of ground pretty quickly, surprisingly. But
Yeah.
you get the response. Things are going well. Repairs are done. Wobbles set out yesterday on the first trip. We're not carrying anything extra this time. We'll see how it goes.
Great. I assume the guys that are working for us are scouting, then.
Oh, what?
Scouting.
Scouting? Oh. Yeah, he replies, exactly so. We're getting the lay of the land, seeing what passes for law along these routes, seeing who else travels these routes and may not be as good as we can be.
Sounds excellent, Carl. Do you need anything?
Not as yet. We will progress with what we were given, and I am sure I can turn a profit from it, so we shouldn't need much going forward either.
So Marcus wants to cast to the guy in Henry's Pond.
Okay.
I forget his name, but I don't have him in front of me.
You don't have his name.
I thought I asked him, or he didn't want to give it to me.
You asked him. He just talked around it.
Yeah. So, hey, chap. Anything biting?
He says, oddest thing. Heard a bunch of the tree's own got their ass kicked in the forest somewhere. Fascinating. Seems like things are progressing well for the tree in one of three, though. Bit of a blockade. But by all accounts, he's happy.
He's got one more sending. He's going to cast it too. He's going to cast to Carlin again, he says.
Okay.
If you've got any contacts in the thicket. Um, we should
We should, if you're talking, I can't hear you, but I assume it's junior-related silence.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. What's that? From my knowledge, is the thicket known to like be a place?
To your knowledge, it's becoming better known than the action was. But you weren't around in town long enough to really know if they
Right.
were advertising themselves or not.
Okay. So Midas says, "Hey, there's a town called the Thicket. If you have any contacts there, it'd be a good place to invest in gaining knowledge."
You get back. I may know a few people. It'll be slow communication, but I'll reach out.
Okay. That's it. That's all he's got.
All right. Well, in that case, Stavon will do his best to gather the group and let you all know. Actually, we're about an hour out from the last lighthouse, so we will be arriving soon.
Fuck. I should have said something, but I didn't yesterday.
Well, all right.
Ascending spell or no?
Can you do what?
Retcon ascending spell or no?
Cast one when you didn't before, or you want to pull one back?
Cast one when I didn't before.
Would casting it now not work for what you need?
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. So let's say before the day ended yesterday, I went into Oriana.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask her about
What do you say?
I say, Oriana, we'll be there tomorrow. I want to ask you about the threshings. Are they still safe?
A few moments go by before you get a response, and you hear, "Yes, very much so. You don't need to worry about them."
Do you think it would be beneficial to bring one with us?
I've already left. I'm not turning around, Samson.
Shit, my bad. Never mind. See you tomorrow.
Okay. And now we are at tomorrow.
that was all I wanted.
Yeah, no problem at all. As we finish out the last hour of travel and arrive at the last lighthouse.
Last lighthouse.
Oh, did I not put the people on the boat? I meant to put the people on the boat. Okay. Well, the crew is on the boat. As you approach the last lighthouse. There's a giant fire burning at the top of a tower that seems to be in great disrepair. There's lights on the end of a rather old dock, and there seems to be a campfire a little further in. As you approach, okay, so you're switching to his phone.
What's up?
I was just reading aloud the message that Michelle sent as you switch to
Okay.
your phone.
Yeah.
I was saying that you all are approaching the last lighthouse. There's a fire burning at the top of a old disrepair tower. There seems to be lights at a old rickety dock, and lights near a campfire of sorts as well. Stavon has the crew drop anchor and says to you all, I actually can't get closer than this. You'll have to take a rowboat to shore and retrieve your two companions.
Midas looks back at Stefan. He says, "You're an interesting fellow, Stefan."
Did I actually say something interesting?
You saying your boat can't get closer, or you saying you can't go on this line?
Actually, I'm saying the boat cannot get closer to that dock. It's
Oh,
best to take a
I got you.
rowboat to pick up your companions.
I got you. Okay. Got you. I thought you were saying you kind of banned from the land. I was like, oh, got it.
He smiles. Actually,
Samson look-
not this land, no.
Samson looks at Midas and he's like, "Yeah, it's a big ass boat. Look how shallow the water is over there."
And Midas says, I'm not used to being on big boats.
Me neither, but I'm used to looking around.
I'm not one for the head game.
Leave that where you.
What do you say?
I'm gonna leave that exactly where you left it.
Stavon says, actually, the rowboats can fit 4. I suggest you take 2 since you are bringing back 2.
Oh, we all gotta go. All right.
No, only 2 of you need to go.
One person per rope.
No, he only let loose one of the rowboats.
Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. It can fit 4. We're bringing. All right.
2 back with you, yeah.
Okay. I'll go. Might not be the best rower, but I can catch a fish.
Midas gets in a rowboat.
So yeah, actually, go ahead, X. You guys can work your shit out.
Being that Greg is not here, if you wouldn't mind going, Chris, that'd be fine.
Greg, like, drop a bomb on him next week.
Where's Greg at? He's still on the stream.
Is it?
I
He's
think-
gone for me. No, he fell asleep like an hour ago, I think, or 30 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Is he awake now?
I just woke up, but no, yeah.
Go back to sleep, Greg.
What the?
He's gonna be in and out. This is 12 o'clock for all of our bodies at this point. So
He's going to be out. He's not going to be in and out. He's going to be out.
yeah.
You know what? I forgot about the time shift.
Mm-hmm. So Midas and Samson get down to the rowboat. You make your way to shore.
I'm picking up Oriana and Logan, right?
Yep.
Cool.
So that burning tower, how close is it?
Pretty close. I'll tell you exactly how close in one moment. Well, I guess relatively close. No, I mean the tower itself is 75 feet away.
Okay. So Midas, when we get to land, like, are Oriana and Logan there, or we gotta
No, as you
back?
guys get to the dock, you don't see anyone.
So Midas casts
Though you
sending.
do see some tents set up next to a campfire.
Midas, no, wait. Yeah. So Midas casts sending to Logan,
Yep.
and he says we're at the last lighthouse. Are you there?
You get a response. Logan says, "Aye, we're here. No, we're pretty sure we're being followed. Not sure where they got off to."
What'd they say?
Says they're here, but he thinks they're being followed. He's not sure where the people that follow him got off to.
Can they see us?
So Midas casts sending back to Logan again. Says, "You guys see us? We just pulled up to the dock."
You get a reply after a few moments. Logan says, "Aye, we'll make our way to you. Just keep an eye out."
So Midas casts sending back to Stevan on the ship. He says, "We're being followed. Keep an eye on the line for us. If you see anything, give us a signal from the ship that we can see."
Oh shit! They're following us, or they're following them.
Logan said that that Oriana and Logan think they are being followed, but they lost track of who they think. They think they're being followed, but they lost track of who that may be.
Samson saying this in game.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's hard to keep track when you guys are in game when you're not.
Right. So what's Samson say?
I'm trying to stop talking out of game.
Okay.
Samson said, "Oh shit! They're following them because sending a somatic and he can hear Mighty saying it."
I just said it to you before I said it to Stevan.
That they're. Oh, I thought you. You're right.
Stevan replies back, "Actually, we'll keep an eye out, but if you're not looking at the ship, I'm not sure how we can signal you. Without, it will be a verbal signal."
Somebody says they're gonna give us a verbal signal.
Okay, good. We'll be able to hear all the way out here.
He said they'll be verbal. He understands how far we are away. He's a ship man. He should get it.
For reference, you aren't very far from the ship. A
Okay.
bell would definitely, a ringing bell you could hear from where you are.
So Midas says,
Verbal.
Samson, what do you say we back our boats up a little bit out of jumping distance, and we only row up if when Oriana and Logan get here.
I think we should definitely turn our boats around,
Okay, so
or our boat. It's one.
we're only on one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So Midas gets to turn it around.
Okay. You all see, or whoever's looking for Oriana and Logan, you see them come. There were 4 tents set up. You see them come out of 2 different tents.
Hey, just for shits and giggles, can we roll for the boat around smoothly? It's hard to.
Sure. This will be a. Hold on.
It'd be funny if it took us until they got here to turn the boat around.
Survival.
Yeah, it probably is survival, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I gotta look up what. There's actually a boat mechanic thing, but I think it's survival.
Okay.
So yeah, you can either each roll. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you can each roll. 15 and 13. Yeah, you guys get the boat turned around.
Hey.
Not that, the direction of a rowboat matters very much, but you get it turned around.
Right.
It does matter.
It matters a little
No,
bit.
it does matter, but
because it cuts the water.
yeah.
Yeah, the time it could take to turn your boat around could get you killed.
Fair enough. But you all see them exit from one of the tents and begin making their way to go into and then back out of the tower to get to you all.
I cast my fishing rod out. I brought it with me.
You brought the fishing rod with you.
Yeah.
Mine says to Samson, supposed to be keeping a lookout for them. I wouldn't, I'm thinking we might be in a fight.
I am keeping a lookout, but this is way less intimidating. Like fishermen look around.
Okay.
So is your rod just out and touching the water, or are you actually focusing on that in any way, shape, form, or fashion?
I am. Okay.
Are you fishing or are you holding a fishing rod?
I am fishing, but I'm not. I'm fishing, but I'm not putting the jazz on it that
Okay.
need there.
So
like I'm amateur, essentially.
This is okay. So your passive perception is pretty much scratched then if you're playing with the fishing rod.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
So should I roll perception? Because that's what I want to do.
My question. So if you are performing as a fisher or actually fishing, you're at disadvantage for perception. Is what I'm saying to you.
Should I roll an active perception?
Hold on. Cast out and reel it.
That's what I was trying to ask you. Are you doing it as a trying to pretend you're not paying attention mechanic, or are you what are you doing with this? So I can figure out if it's changing any of your perceptions.
All right. So here's the thing. Fishing isn't like a super intense. I'm focusing.
What are you trying to do? Is what I'm asking you. What are you
I'm
trying
just
to do with the fishing?
I'm trying to make it look like I'm fishing, but I'm really just, just fishing is just fishing and looking around. There's nothing suspicious about it. That's what I'm just trying to do, but I'm looking around for a reason.
Okay.
There's no reason to be suspicious as a person looking around while fishing, because that's what fishermen do.
I get that.
People, whatever.
Okay. But a fisherman at night is suspicious as hell next to that giant boat that she got off of. But we will proceed as it is. If you want to give active perception rolls, feel free.
Okay.
I'll take my passive.
I'll actively roll. And I want to add something to that. I think I can add something to that. My features and traits. Just gotta get to the right place. There we go. Features and traits. This app sucks. It's on my computer. Here's my little 2D4. Okay. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to roll the D20 again with magical guidance.
Okay.
So, now I go back. So, hate this thing. Or where I need to be. And it's perception. Wow.
Ooh. Do you have to use a new number? Because it feels like that's one of those kind of things.
I think it is. Let me check it.
I think it is. It feels like it's one of those kind of things.
Right. I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
I'll correct you if it's not, but we'll go with I have to use vanilla.
Okay.
Yep, I have to.
Okay. So as Logan and Oriana disappear inside the tower, you hear a bell start blaring from Stevan's ship.
Okay. So I cast what's it called back to Divine. I said, where at?
His voice is a little shaky as he says, "Oh, what happened to the music?" As
He's gonna say everywhere.
as he says, "There's another ship coming. It's on fire." And as he says that, and you look about, you see a ship coming down the river from what you could assume was the direction of the thicket, completely ablaze.
So I say to Samson, cast sending to Logan and Oriana. Tell them to prepare for a fight. And I point out the ship to him.
I cast sending to Oriana and I say, hey, might be in for a fight already. Ship's coming in ablaze. Be ready.
You quickly hear from her, "Just get the damn oars ready, we're getting on the goddamn boat." As you see her and Logan come running out of the tower.
Samson says, let's start paddling slow. Let's just have some momentum.
All right.
So
How long is the boat?
25 feet? Oh, it's probably shorter than that. To make it everyone, to put 4 people on this boat, it was 25 feet. Rowboat would be maybe 12 feet, give or take.
Samson says, let's make sure the oars are in place for them.
As you are rowing back, Oriana and Logan come running up the dock, or down the dock. Oriana easily jumps the gap, being the muck that she is. Logan sheaths his heavy sword, his long sword, as he comes running, jumps, lands in the water, quickly swims and puts himself onto the rowboat.
Now's not the time for games, Logan.
He smiles and says, "Haven't had a bath in weeks."
You smell like it. Samson just
he pushes you off the oars and takes it himself and just starts flying back to the main boat. As
Nice.
you all get back to the boat with Oriana and Logan in tow, ropes are being let down to ladders to help you all up, and a ship ablaze is coming into your path. We will end there and pick this up next week.
All right.
That was fun.
Yes.
It's a shame that we're the only two that know what happened. It's kind of hard playing with the kid because, like, he's like going to sleep. We got to figure out something in the show where, because he went to sleep first and then he woke back up. I think because we're in the same room as him, but like,
Okay.
he won't sleep on